Boom, what's up you guys? It's Royce Jacob, and welcome back to Waves Capital. A black swan has flown through the markets, and in this case, it's taking the form of a blue whale by the name of DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a Chinese AI company that's relatively new, but has just proven that it's created a formidable AI model to the likes of OpenAI and ChatGPT for a fraction of the cost. This has caused a roughly $1.2 to $1.3 trillion sell-off across the US equity markets, primarily big tech, with obviously AI being the biggest sell-off. Nvidia is currently down 16 to 17% as we speak, and the entire AI sector, as you can see here on the watch list, is getting absolutely routed. So there are plenty of places that you can go to read up on this, get a deep dive on what DeepSeek is and why investors are so worried about it. This CNBC, it's 40 minutes long, but you can skip through it if you want. There's plenty of content out there that you can find. There's plenty of videos you can watch that go into depth and detail about why this is causing such a sell-off across the markets. I'm not going to do that. What I want to do that I think will provide the most value, at least from my perspective, is talk to you guys about how I'm trading through this, how I'm structuring my options portfolio through this volatility, why I'm choosing to capitalize on this pullback, but also proceed with some caution, because I will just say right up front, I don't think this is going to be an immediate recovery. I do think this will take some time, but I do think that opportunities are absolutely presenting themselves. Okay, then after I go over my general game plan, my general plan of attack, I do want to take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia is obviously the king of the AI sector. I think, $400 trillion wiped off of Nvidia specifically this morning, which is absolutely bonkers, but that's what happens when you're so overextended. I want to take a look at Nvidia, talk about why there is some major technical support on the horizon, why I think that could result in a bounce, and again, just give you guys the lowdown on what I'm doing in my portfolio. First off, if you want to know literally exactly what I'm doing in my personal portfolio, then it's the first link in the description of the video. If you want to join Waves Capital for real, if you want to trade with us on a day-to-day basis, learn from our successes, learn from our failures, mine specifically, and I'm really proud to say that today wasn't that bad of a day, thanks to a lot of even some of the call options positions that we have on deck. Philip Morris, who's the creator of Zyn, if you're familiar, was and still is our largest position in the call options portfolio, in the Waves portfolio. And after today's 2x in those contracts, we're now up well over 5x or 600% on that position on our initial investment. So there will always be sectors of the market that outperform. You can see here Apple performing well today. I actually picked up more Apple puts on this pop, considering they announced earnings on Thursday, the 30th, which I think won't be very good. But again, Philip Morris, you can see here performing well. Uber, another large name in the portfolio, performing well. Unfortunately, some other names in the portfolio falling short, but that'll come into play as I explain my strategy. Anyway, if you guys want to join the team, if you guys want a full breakdown of my personal portfolio, then once again, it's the first link in the description of this video. $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. Try it free for a week. If you don't like it, just peace out. But the reason I offer a free trial is because I'm so confident in the product I put out, and I take a lot of pride in it. So welcome to the team. If you join, you also receive my daily trade alerts, my email newsletters, going over my trades, going over what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And if you want access to all of the options in the portfolio here below, then again, join the team. First link in the description. If not, no worries at all. Thank you for watching this video. And again, I hope you gained some value from it. Okay, so as I just alluded to, I think that AI stocks will recover, but I do not think the recovery will be immediate. I don't think Nvidia will see 150 plus again for a very, very long time. Okay, but Nvidia is the kingpin of this. I do think that other players within the AI sector will recover faster. Applied Digital is a stock that we've been discussing. This stock is getting absolutely demolished today, down nearly 30%. I think this is for Applied Digital specifically, and before I discuss Applied Digital specifically, I'll just say that my general plan of attack here, what I did in my personal portfolio this morning, specifically options, is I sold all of my shorter term contracts, specifically covering AI. Applied Digital was actually my only mid-February call options position, or my only contracts with a mid-February 221 to be specific, expiration date. So this morning I did sell, thankfully, while Applied Digital was only down like 13-14%. I sold all of my February 21st Applied Digital call options, and I repurchased April 17th call options while also dedicating more capital to the position. I picked up some longer term Micron technology positions while the stock was down roughly 11 or 12%. Palantir, I still think will pull back a little more. Veritone, pretty content with my position there. Same goes for C3 AI Inc. But I really did capitalize on these pullbacks we're seeing in Applied Digital and Micron technology. As I said, this is the third time already, I do think that these stocks recovering. Once again, I do think that names like Applied Digital AI, once this dust settles, once the fear starts to fade, because right now we're in peak emotion. This is the midst of it. We're in the thick of it right now. Okay, this is as spooky as it's gonna get. At least it's likely that that's the case. As far as panic selling is concerned, as the little waves graphic here implies, as far as panic selling is concerned, the meteorite is hit. Okay, that's over. Now, there is going to be a lot of dust in there. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty that sticks around and lingers. But once that dust settles and once people start to identify these companies that, in my opinion, like especially Applied Digital, has gotten so hammered today that it's inevitable in my mind that, 1 month from today, we're probably going to be higher than we are now. Okay? So it's not guaranteed, but that's just my hunch. And again, I actually think names like like the smaller cap names in the AI sector, Applied Digital, C3 AI, Micron, Palantir, Veritone, whatever AI company it is that you prefer personally, I do think that those companies have a much better chance of making a quick and more sticky, I'll say, recovery as opposed to Nvidia. Nvidia may not see a new all-time high for years, to be honest. But that doesn't mean that other players within the AI sector won't see new highs, especially if capital, which I think this is very likely. I think that capital will flow out of Nvidia. And considering Nvidia has a sub $300 trillion market cap now, that's a lot of money that will probably want to be reinvested into the AI sector. You think about it, you guys. Like, there's so much investor money in Nvidia that is bullish on AI, that's excited about the future of AI, and there's reason to be. But, Nvidia is still trading at a massive premium. Although Nvidia is the king, there are going to be shinier objects out there that are selling off and panic selling off today. And I do think, once again, that's why these smaller cap names in the sector that are getting more beat up and, provide a little more potential upside value and asymmetric risk profile to investors who, may think the Nvidia party's over, could really begin to outperform in the weeks and months ahead. Again, short term, it's super dusty. It's pretty scary out there. It's going to take a while for investors to shake this one off. But if you've been trading for any meaningful amount of time, you know that we've been here before. This is nothing that won't eventually pass. And, if you lost a bunch of money today, then it's okay. All things heal with time. Unless you got cleaned. If you got cleaned, then that's a bummer. But hopefully you didn't. And hopefully, especially if you were trading with us, you better not have gotten cleaned. Because that is the beauty of diversification. That's why you always need a healthy spread of, especially if you're trading options, a healthy spread of options within different sectors of the market in your portfolio. And that's why, again, if you want to know how we're trading at Waves Capital on the daily, then it's the first link in the description of the video. Okay, Nvidia bouncing a little bit as we speak, but this really, I'll keep this simple, you guys. I've had this drawn on this chart since October of 2024. Okay, and this I've stated in one of our recent members only trader tips videos. This one, my number one favorite technical setup, uploaded 2 weeks ago. If you're part of the newsletter group, the part of the portfolio group, then you would know that this is our most reliable trading pattern. And it is a line of broken X, or broken, in this case, broken long-term resistance here, broke here, becoming new support. Okay, and I say this all the time. Again, this may, if you're watching this video if you're watching me for the first time, covering a chart, talking about trend lines, then this is the most reliable pattern that I've ever traded off of, but like hands down by far. And I feel like I'm kind of outing an industry secret here because it's so reliable. But broken, especially if it's a significant trend line like this, right? You can see multiple touch points here. As soon as it broke out, we saw a massive rally to the upside, and it has yet to be retested as new support. Right now, we haven't officially tested it yet. We haven't officially retested this broken line of resistance as new support, but we're getting really close. And you can see here, we got very, very close, and maybe some quant funds started to front run the potential of just this extra percent or two retest. So because we haven't officially tested it yet, I think it is likely that we do get a little second wave to the downside here. And again, it's just so important to remember that Nvidia has just been ripping so incredibly hard for so long that, things don't go up and to the right forever. This could be the end of an era for Nvidia, and that's why I said like it's really possible that a lot of capital does continue to flow out of Nvidia into more promising subsectors of the AI, of the overall AI sector in the equity markets. But technically speaking, I do think we'll see a meaningful bounce once we do successfully retest this line of broken support as new resistance, the yellow line. And we're also coming very, very close. This is likelier what traders front ran. And you can see here, we pretty much perfectly bounced off of what I call conservative resistance. We also have a members Trader Tips video about that. I think that was the first one we posted, wherever that Trader Tips may be. Okay. So trend lines right here, how to drawing absolute and conservative resistance. Okay. Conservative resistance, not using the bottom of the candle wick. This would be absolute resistance right here. And, that does coincide perfectly, like that intersects, I should say, with this line of broken support in a couple of days, January 30th. Okay. So maybe we see more downside in the short term, but overall, you guys, there's no reason to completely lose hope on USAI. Personally, I think this is super overblown, but fear is fear. And, investors will almost all the time, especially retail investors, act out of emotion. And there was a lot of longs. There's a lot of long squeezes going on right now, which is the opposite of a short squeeze. And, there's just a lot of money moving. And as I said, there's so much fear in the air. It's going to take a while to dissipate. Just stay cool. Keep a calm head on your shoulders. Do your best to act rationally. And, if you're part of the team, then let's keep this momentum alive and let's keep the waves coming. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this craziness. Are you sharking up call options? Are you sharking up common shares? Or are you panic selling into all of it? Let me know and let me know why. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.